by Yahweh, by Hashem, by Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom also to you other Akim, you elders, you Akim, you brethren, and you followers of the truth, you sisters as well. Let me say shalom to the elect. Okay, I want to go in this video going into misinformation. I'll try to make this real quick and just make my points quick, hit it quick, and on to the next. I want to get into that because I remember some years back, I was already in the truth, but a few years back there was new brothers coming in, and I remember hearing that one brother was saying you shouldn't eat the meat out of a deli because the blade cut pork and all kinds of stuff. I mean, I heard all kind of wild, theories and ideologies, and you get carried away with misinformation, even this virus and everything else that's happening around the globe, especially in your health. I hear a lot of things about that too, and your diet and what to eat, what not to eat, and you got to be careful with a lot of this because some of it is information. And first and foremost, I'll say always try to have a good diet, eat the right foods, the right herbs. But there's certain herbs that are good for some brothers that work. That's why the Most High gave us a variety of herbs, right? Some brothers may be okay with some, but it might be allergic to others. Because even in modern medicine, they make herbs and make medicine off of herbs. So even modern medicines is of the Lord, even though it's wicked because of the witchcraft and the tweaking. But it's of the Lord on the left-hand side. But if you fall down the steps and you twist your legs and you twist your ankle and your feet twisted the other way, it's not a good idea to say, hey, I'm going to put a herb on it and twist my foot back around and then it'll heal itself. If you're having a heart attack and you're on the way to checking out, your arteries are blocked off because of the poor diet or whatever else you've been taking, it's probably not a good idea and just lay a herb on your chest and say it'll heal. Ultimately, it's the Lord anyway. There's people who ate tons of pork. I know somebody right now, my father-in-law, he's damn near 90 years old. And he ate pork and smoked. He had 2 heart attacks 30 years prior, and he's still walking the earth. Because the Lord is the one that kill and maketh alive, right? But we're in the truth, and we should know better not to eat pork. We should know better to try to have a better diet, right? To exercise, have a better diet, get in the sun. All I'm saying is watch the misinformation of, because next thing you know, you'll be sitting in a teepee, right, with your legs in Indian style, eating a couple of peanuts and bottled water, Colossians 2:8. All of us know this. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men and the rudiments of the world, and not after Yahushua. See, this man is crafty. He'll put the misinformation out there just so you will rebel, and then when you will rebel, there's an alternative to bring more measures in. And this is how he gets down. He control. If all of us know this, how this man get down, you should know. When those wars are started, there's 2 sides that are funded to them wars. And we know the families that fund both sides. So you have to be careful, is all I'm saying. Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thy own understanding. Now, I don't perceive this to be, the majority of brothers doing that. But to you newer brothers and some sisters that are just coming to the faith, you'll hear a whole host of things dealing with, your health and dealing with lifestyle and certain things. And yes, you listen to it, and we telling you is to change everything about your lifestyle, and don't eat this and don't do that. But there's certain things that may not be meant for you, and you have to figure it out and pray to the Lord. For example, I'm allergic to any kind of honey, any kind. I can't eat that. But there's maple, there's agave, there's certain other sweeteners, natural, that you can ingest. As long as it's raw. Just be careful with things. Somebody talk about go lay up on in the sun, which is good to be in the sun, but lay on a blacktop tar roof, and you'll soak in all the nutrients because the tar is going to reflect, pull the poisons out of your body. It's probably not a good idea to listen to that. And you got to watch out for Jake in the truth, who's constantly telling you to do this and do that, do this and do that. Next thing you know, you got 1,000 things going on, man. You got to watch mixing herbs. That's why you got to go to a physician. Not a regular physician you see in the world, but someone who knows. There's men in the truth that are set up that can help put things together. They're set up for that. If you don't understand herbs and you don't know quite a bit about it, you take the advice, but then you ask so you can get the advice of what to mix and what not to mix, because there's certain herbs that don't mix well together. I'm allergic to some herbs. There's some of us who are allergic to some herbs. This is why you always had somebody to go to. There's people in the world you can go to that has these herbal shops, and they'll tell you, you mix. You just can't go out there and dabble and take a whole bunch of misinformation. I knew a guy that chewed a whole bunch of garlic. I said take a clove a day. He decided to take more. Now garlic have what you call acetylene in it. Acetylene is what's used in aspirin. And what does aspirin do? Thins your blood. And what happens when your blood is thin? You become anemic. Sure, it's supposed to be opening up arteries, but they're finding out that it's causing more trouble. So you got to watch eating too much garlic. You kind of get the point. You got to watch certain things, Hebrews 11:6, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is. So that's the important thing. That's the important thing. Some of us might not, I hear things. I remember in, the Day of Atonement, Jake was talking about he didn't want to brush his teeth because of the water. Or he didn't want to take his medicine. You know what I'm saying? You're diabetic and your medicine is, your blood sugars is really, really high. It's probably not a good idea to walk around with a high blood sugar level. And if you have to take medicine to get it down, it's probably a good idea to use herbal supplements to keep it under control so you will heal. Because all the medicines do is cover it up to make you feel better, but your body's still at dis-ease. And this is the ones who don't know. You're new coming into faith, you decide, I'm diabetic, or my blood pressure is really sky high, drop everything, and I'm going to just jump on herbs. It's still at the end of the day the Lord show whether you live or die. But all I say is just use discernment, use wisdom. Don't be dumb. You're having a heart attack or a stroke. You decide, I'm going to drink some black tea or whatever, black seed oil. Well, that's what you should have been using to get it under control, so you would have never got to that point. You don't wait till it gets to that point so far out of control that you feel the herbs is going to help it. And it will over time. But if you have dangerous critical numbers, you have to watch it. And then and that's what I'm just going into, all the misinformation. YouTube, Google, and various other places. And we know this man is putting out nothing but misinformation. We already know this. But it's up to us to be able to discern that and say, well, wait a minute. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. And if you don't know much about it, ask a brother who do know about it. If there's certain things you don't know, ask. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm skilled in my own profession, in my own right. There's some things I don't know. I have no problem asking another brother, "Hey, what you think about this? Or what you think about that?" It's called communication. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on that. We coming in this Passover, and I heard some things about that, and you got the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and there's a brother that he kind of with his family, and don't get bent out of shape. Just do the best you can. Just make sure you don't eat it. We refrain from it. I was looking at a little bit of Elder Yashawamba's video, and he was going into that a little bit, and the same thing. There's certain things that we can't avoid, and this is why we need to be delivered. We wouldn't need deliverance if we was all able to follow the laws and the statutes and the commandments like we're supposed to. That's the whole reason for deliverance. That's all I have on that. Shalom.